Hello there everyone, welcome back to Press for Truth TV. Today is Monday, May the 7th, 2012. I hope you all had a great weekend. I certainly enjoyed my weekend. On Saturday, I had an opportunity to head up north for a few hours and do a little bit of fishing, and that was great. I really enjoyed getting out of the concrete jungle, even just for one day, and being up there, up north on a lake, just surrounded by trees, and it's very peaceful and calming, and I definitely enjoyed my time up there. But even just from being gone for one day, when I got back and checked my emails and just checking up on whatever I missed while I was gone, certainly a lot of things transpired this weekend, particularly in Montreal, as the student protests are continuing on a daily basis. They're having some demonstrations out there, and things are beginning to really get intense out there in Montreal. I was sent some video footage of demonstrations that were held on the weekend where things got really intense and incredibly out of hand. People are getting seriously injured. I've heard reports of somebody being shot in the eye with a rubber bullet, somebody else being hit and damaging their ear with the gas canister. Another protester is apparently in a coma, and there are a lot of police officers as well who have been injured. And things are getting incredibly intense, incredibly out of hand there. And I want to show you this clip that was sent to me that will show you just how intense these clashes between the police and the protesters are getting. Things are certainly escalating and getting out of hand. And in this clip here, you will see a group of protesters who are, things are already quite intense here. There's a lot of gas, tear gas in the air, a group of protesters throwing rocks. And you'll see here at one point where an officer tackles a protester, and he's immediately surrounded by a group of other protesters, at which point his fellow officers decide to just plow into the crowd with their car. Here's the clip. So here you'll see a police officer tackle a protester right there. He's then surrounded, and then the car comes in. And then they begin attacking the police car. Let's check that out once more. I'm going to pull it back again. And so as you can see here, here's where a police officer has tackled one of the protesters and is holding him on the ground. And within the next few seconds, he is surrounded by a group of protesters, and the other officers in their police vehicle, most likely fearing for the safety of their fellow officer being surrounded, plowed through the crowd with their car. Here that is again. And then they begin retaliating and attacking the police car. So, as I have said, and as you've just seen for yourself, things are getting incredibly intense and violent out there. So today, I spoke with the person who shot this video, and this person has been on the front lines of these demonstrations for the last 11 or 12 weeks now, documenting all of the events and getting a lot of footage like this. So I contacted him today and asked him if he'd want to come on the show tomorrow, and he has agreed to do that. So tomorrow I will be interviewing the person who shot this footage, as well as a lot of other intense footage, to get his firsthand account from being there on the grounds and witnessing these things firsthand. So tomorrow we're going to be speaking with him because most of the information that we're getting about some of these events are coming directly from the mainstream media, and as we are well aware, they are completely twisting the stories, and so I want to get a first-hand account. So tomorrow we're going to be speaking with the gentleman who shot this incredibly intense footage. And in regards to all these things, this has recently sparked a new bill. Some new legislation is being introduced by the Harper government that would make it illegal for protesters to wear a mask at a protest now. And if this bill passes, it would make it so that the authorities could arrest you and you could spend upwards of 5 years in jail just for wearing a mask at a protest. Here's an article that just came out from Kurt Nimmo, which says, Canadian government moves to outlaw masks at demos. It may soon be a crime to wear a mask in Canada. The Harper government supports a bill proposed by conservative backbencher Blake Richards that would slam protesters in prison for 5 years if they wear a mask during a demonstration. The legislation is supported by the conservative majority and will likely become law. Richards said that the bill will give the police more power to prevent property damage. I think it strengthens the right for peaceful protest. It's only when individuals engage in criminal activity or become violent where this law would apply. It will also allow the police to more easily photograph demonstrators and identify and target them. Richard's bill follows a tuition hike protest in Montreal that turned violent last month. A student federation said that the riot was caused by the police after they quickly and brutally intervened in the protest. The police said that they were responding to vandals attacking the Montreal Convention Centre. Canadian police have a documented history of inserting agents provocateurs in demonstrations and then using their behavior as an excuse to attack non-violent protesters. In 2007, police anarchists were caught staging violence in Montebello during the NAFTA summit. And that was actually during the SPP summit, the Security and Prosperity Partnership that I was at, documenting and getting footage of my own. And we've documented that event with the police dressing up as anarchists in Montebello extensively. We included a lot of that footage in our film, The Nation's Deathbed, as well as United We Fall, and our latest feature documentary, Into the Fire, also includes this footage showing how the police dressed up as violent anarchists to incite the violence in order to provide the excuse for the clampdown. So as this article points out, that making it illegal to wear masks would certainly give the police the ability to track and monitor everyone more easily there. As we know now, at protests, you'll often see the facial recognition camera that's often mounted on a police van. And these cameras now have the ability to scan a crowd of thousands of people and scan each and every single face in the crowd and track them and put them all into the database so they can keep track of who's going to these protests. And this bill, it's a really, really gray area. At what point is wearing a mask considered a mask? Is makeup going to be considered a mask? And a lot of times these protesters will use bandanas, not so much to hide their identity, but if you soak a rag or a bandana in vinegar and then place that over your face, it actually diffuses the tear gas and kind of protects you from the tear gas a little bit and makes it not as painful. So if this law passes, there will be no more protection from tear gas or from the facial recognition cameras. I personally don't think you should be hiding your face at a protest anyways, but you should have the right to do so, and you certainly shouldn't be faced with 5 years in prison from protecting yourself from facial recognition and from tear gas. So anyways, tomorrow I'll bring that one up as well with the gentleman I'm going to be interviewing tomorrow about his footage and see what he thinks about this new proposed bill as well. So anyways, guys, that's it for today. I just wanted to point these things out to you because it's all being sent to me and I'm finding it incredibly troubling, incredibly intense. And we know the mainstream media is going to be spinning this one. So tune in tomorrow if you want to get the real story from the horse's mouth, from somebody who's been there on the ground documenting it from day one. And that's it for today, guys. I will see you right back here tomorrow. Okay, take care.